We're constantly bombarded with hype for the latest and greatest gadgets, especially laptops, but hype doesn't always translate to value. So, today we're going to pull back the curtain and talk about the types of laptops you should probably avoid buying in 2026. Think of this as your future-proof guide to making a smart investment. We'll be looking at trends, predicting where the market is headed, and helping you sidestep the marketing traps that could leave you with a pricey paperweight. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about the laptops that just won't be worth the hype in 2026. First on our list are laptops with underpowered non-upgradable components. In 2026, the baseline for a smooth user experience will be significantly higher than it is today. We're talking about more demanding operating systems, more complex software, and AI features baked into everything we do. A laptop with, say, only 8 GB of soldered non-upgradable RAM is going to feel painfully slow. Right now, 8 gigs might be just enough for casual use, but in 2 years, it will be the new 4 GB, a bottleneck that chokes your productivity and turns simple multitasking into a frustrating crawl. The same goes for storage. A laptop with a tiny, non-replaceable 256 GB SSD will be a nightmare. With app sizes growing and high-resolution media becoming the norm, you'll fill that up in no time. The hype for these ultra-slim or budget-friendly models often glosses over these critical limitations. The manufacturers save a few bucks by soldering everything to the motherboard, but you, the user, lose all flexibility. In 2026, you'll be forced to buy a whole new machine instead of just swapping out a component. So, our first rule for future-proofing is this: if you can't upgrade the RAM or storage, walk away. Don't fall for the sleek design if the core components are a dead end. Next up, let's talk about gaming laptops with outdated GPU architectures. The gaming world is perhaps the fastest-moving segment of the tech industry. Every year brings new graphics technologies, new rendering techniques, and games that push the boundaries of visual fidelity. In 2026, we can expect technologies like path tracing and advanced AI-driven upscaling to be mainstream. Now, imagine buying a new gaming laptop in 2026 that's rocking a GPU based on, say, a 2024 architecture. The marketing might shout about its high-end status, but it will be missing the dedicated hardware and core-level optimizations needed for the latest gaming features. It's like trying to run a modern streaming service on a 10-year-old smart TV. It might technically work, but the experience will be subpar, laggy, and missing key functionalities. You'll be locked out of the best visual settings and performance enhancements that define the next generation of gaming. These laptops are often sold at a slight discount to clear old inventory, hyped up as a great deal, but it's a trap. You're paying a premium for technology that is already on its way out. You'll find yourself unable to keep up with new game releases just a year or two down the line. For gaming in 2026, you absolutely must invest in a machine with the latest generation GPU architecture. Don't let a seemingly good price on an older model fool you into buying yesterday's tech. Let's shift our focus to screens. Specifically, laptops with low resolution, non-OLED displays. By 2026, our eyes will have become accustomed to the incredibly sharp, vibrant, and high-contrast screens on our phones, tablets, and even TVs. The standard for a premium viewing experience will have been raised across the board. So why would you settle for less on your laptop, a device you stare at for hours every day? Yet, you can bet there will still be plenty of laptops hyped for their performance or battery life, while quietly cutting corners with a dim, washed-out 1080p LCD panel. In a world where 2.5K or even 4K resolutions are common, and old technology with its perfect blacks and stunning colors is becoming more affordable, a standard Full HD display will look noticeably dated. It's not just about watching movies. Text will look less sharp, photos will lack punch, and creative work like photo or video editing will be compromised because you're not seeing an accurate representation of your content. The hype might be about the processor inside, but the screen is your primary interface with the machine. A poor display cheapens the entire experience, no matter how fast the internals are. In 2026, demand a high-resolution screen, preferably OLED or at least a high-quality mini LED panel with excellent brightness and color accuracy. Your eyes will thank you. Another category to be wary of are laptops clinging to old port standards. I'm looking at USB and barrel plug chargers. The transition to a universal standard has been happening for years, and by 2026, USB-C and Thunderbolt will be the undisputed kings. They handle data, video output, and power delivery all through one slim, reversible port. Imagine a world where one cable charges your laptop, your phone, your tablet, and connects you to your external monitor. That world will be the reality in 2026. So, a laptop that still requires a proprietary, bulky barrel plug charger or has a limited selection of ports, forcing you to live the dongle life, is going to feel incredibly inconvenient and archaic. Some brands might hype these as legacy-friendly, but what they're really selling is a design that hasn't been updated. You'll be carrying around a bag full of adapters and a specific power brick that, if you lose it, is a pain to replace. A truly modern laptop in 2026 should feature multiple Thunderbolt 4 or even Thunderbolt 5 ports, allowing for maximum versatility in a clean single-cable setup at your desk. Don't let a manufacturer's reluctance to update their chassis design hold you back. Insist on a forward-thinking port selection that embraces the universal standard. Now for a controversial one. Ultra-thin laptops that sacrifice thermal performance. The obsession with making laptops as thin and light as a sheet of paper is a powerful marketing tool. They look amazing in photos and feel incredible to hold. But this thin at all costs design philosophy often comes with a huge, hidden trade-off: thermal throttling. Inside these impossibly slim chassis, powerful processors are crammed into tiny spaces with inadequate cooling. What happens when you try to do anything demanding, like editing a video, compiling code, or even just having a few dozen browser tabs open? The processor heats up, and to prevent damage, the system dramatically slows it down. This is called throttling, so that blazing fast top-of-the-line chip you paid extra for suddenly performs like a budget-level one. All that advertised power is just a number on a spec sheet, not a reflection of real-world performance. By 2026, as AI tasks become more integrated and software more demanding, this problem will only get worse. You'll be paying for a supercar engine that's being forced to drive in first gear. Instead of falling for the hype of thinness, look for reviews that specifically test for sustained performance and thermal management. A slightly thicker laptop with a proper cooling system will run circles around a throttling ultra-thin model every single time. Performance you can actually use is far more valuable than a few millimeters shaved off the chassis. Let's also talk about laptops with poor webcams and microphones. The past few years have fundamentally changed how we work and communicate. Video conferencing is not a temporary trend. It's a permanent fixture of professional and personal life. By 2026, the quality of your virtual presence will be more important than ever. And yet, many laptop manufacturers continue to treat the webcam as an afterthought, sticking grainy low-resolution 720p sensors into premium machines. It's baffling. In 2026, a 720p webcam will be completely unacceptable. It makes you look unprofessional and detracts from your communication. Similarly, a tinny muffled microphone array that picks up every background noise will make you a pain to listen to in meetings. The hype for a laptop might be all about its CPU or its display, but if it makes you look and sound terrible online, it's failing at a core modern function. Look for laptops that explicitly advertise high-quality webcams, that is 1080p at a minimum, with 1440p or 4K becoming the new premium standard. Look for features like multi-microphone arrays with AI-powered noise cancellation. These aren't frivolous extras anymore. They are essential tools for the modern world. Don't let a laptop with a potato-quality camera undermine your professional image. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room: laptops with gimmicky features that have no real-world staying power. The tech industry loves to experiment, and that's great, but for every useful innovation, there are a dozen gimmicks hyped up as the next big thing that quietly disappear a year later. Think of laptops with secondary screens in weird places, touch bars that nobody uses, or bizarre, unproven form factors. In 2026, we'll see a new wave of these. Maybe it's a built-in projector, a detachable AI module, or some other flashy feature designed to grab headlines. The hype will be immense, with slick ads showing a utopian future powered by this one weird trick. But you need to ask yourself a critical question: does this actually solve a problem I have, or is it a complicated solution in search of a problem? Often these first-generation gimmicks are poorly implemented, lack software support, and add complexity and costs without adding real value. They can also be a point of failure. It's much wiser to stick with proven, refined technologies. A well-executed traditional laptop will serve you far better than a flashy but half-baked experimental device. Let the early adopters be the beta testers for these gimmicks. By 2026, focus on the core fundamentals: a great screen, a comfortable keyboard, strong performance, and solid build quality. Don't be swayed by a marketing gimmick that will likely be abandoned by 2027. So there you have it, our guide to the laptops that won't be worth the hype in 2026. To recap, steer clear of devices with soldered non-upgradable components. Avoid gaming laptops with last-gen GPUs. Demand a high-resolution, vibrant display, and don't settle for ancient port selections. Prioritize real-world sustained performance over extreme thinness. Insist on a high-quality webcam and microphone. And finally, be skeptical of flashy gimmicks that lack practical application. The goal is to make a smart, long-term investment. The hype cycle wants you to buy new things constantly, but a well-chosen laptop should last you for years. By keeping these points in mind, you can cut through the marketing noise and find a machine that will genuinely serve you well into the future. What are your predictions for 2026? Are there any other laptop types you think people should avoid? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tech insights. We'll see you in the next one.